Good day. Welcome to another session with Guru Wonder. I am your host, Gurvinder Singh. Nothing is as it appears to be. Leaders are depriving their people and their country, giving much of their resources and support to Ukraine. Probably or intentionally unaware that they are pawns in probably the world's greatest heist. I suppose it is never too late to be brave. They just need to have the courage and look for the truth. And if not, at least the people should. So today I wanted to talk to you about supporting Ukraine to loot it. It is said that the business of America is business. Almost everything about this young country is about wealth and power. Many Americans are in business, but the ones that really, the big heavy players and that matter are the monstrosities, the super powerful, wealthy corporations and financiers. Over the years, America has shifted from industrial capitalism, which is actually what produced the greatest amount of wealth in the world, has shifted over the years to what is called as financial capitalism, and is now leading the global charge on making money from money, which is the art of producing wealth on paper without producing any products nor providing any services. These entities that matter, who hold great power and wealth, are intertwined with elements in the government, the legislature, the military, the media, technology companies, business, and finance. They who control everything that matters without emerging in front are called the deep state. And the public face of this group is called the globalists, who are looking at one global government, of course, with them at the head. You have to remember that business people are very efficient and achieve results and realize their objectives in the most efficient way as possible. The war in Ukraine is the latest example. What we see as providing aid to Ukraine is not aid at all. Most of the weapons, munitions, and equipment supplied to Ukraine to fight Russia are old, obsolete, and there was stuff that was slated for destruction. The cost of disposal would have been quite significant. So what the government and American business people have done is they have converted junk into wealth by shipping it off to Ukraine, while the West appears to smell of roses and adorning a halo. Many of the European equipment that has been supplied are actually ex-Soviet military equipment. That also has been junk, creating opportunities for new market, new business, new manufacturing, and new orders. So what has been given to Ukraine as aid is not free. Ukraine will have to return the money under an arrangement termed as Lend-Lease. Now, Lend-Lease concept, I provided the link of what is Lend-Lease at the bottom, but simply put, Lend-Lease concept was used by America in the Second World War, where the weapons, goods, and munitions were sold on soft financing terms to Allied partners. And in return, America took control of the gold assets of Britain and broke the power of the British pound sterling and effectively dismantled the British Empire. This paved the way for America to rise to global dominance. Similarly, Ukraine, under the leadership of its president, Volodymyr Zelensky, has sold all its farmland, mineral resources, oil and gas resources to American businesses. These include George Soros entities, BlackRock, and other similar private American financial groups. They have undertaken to pay the amounts due Ukraine's lend-lease and commitments in exchange for rights over anything and everything of value in Ukraine. They're just two simple problems that they have to iron out. How to legally justify this theft, and how to get Russia to accept this loot which these American business interests have stolen fair and square. So there have been numerous visits by these private American businesses to Ukraine in the past month, and by neocons like Secretary of State Antony Blinken, to ensure the success of these arrangements. Now that the acquisitions and the legal paperwork has more or less been completed, an informal peace proposal has been sent to Russia. America will let Russia keep Crimea and recognize them as Russian, along with the Donbass, provided Russia accept that all of Ukraine, which has been sold to private American businesses, stands. Now, should Russia disagree, that is the implied threat, should Russia disagree, then America would escalate the conflict further by injecting more and deadlier weapons and munitions into Ukraine and support incursions into Russia itself. They also threaten to impose further economic sanctions and other sanctions from not only America but the collective West, and thus bleed Russia till death. They're trying to create the same financial mess that Russia found itself after the Afghan war and after the Star Wars arms race, where they had a choice whether they had guns or they had butter. So they're thinking that if we make them spend too much on guns, then there won't be any butter, and then Russia will implode. And of course, not only Ukraine, they could even buy up Russia itself. It is my opinion, and that of some very well-informed and learned people, that the collective West, led by America, will in all probability lose, and Russia will not survive but thrive, in this conflict. The neocons will, like they do and have done, after leading America into foreign policy and military debacles, like in Afghanistan or in Iraq or in Libya or in Syria or in Somalia, etc., will shrug their shoulders, dust their hands, and lead America upon the next target. China and Iran immediately come to mind. Where does all this leave the Ukrainian people? Before the conflict, Ukraine had about 35 million people. Now 4 million are in those areas which are now part of Russia, the Russian Federation. About 10 million and more have left Ukraine for Europe permanently. And about 1 million people have been incapacitated, including combatants, civilians, and others. So at the end, will Ukraine survive without a viable population? What will the Ukrainians do after losing their youth and amongst the best educated and the most talented and productive people in their country, who have emigrated never to return? Without manpower, Ukraine cannot survive. Ukraine, because of its leadership under Zelensky and becoming American pawns, is already doomed as an independent country. Poland, wanting to reconstruct its old imperial empire of days long gone, will most likely annex large parts of western Ukraine, formerly known as Galicia. Hungary will take over the Carpathian region and the Carpathian Mountains, which is predominantly Hungarian populated. And both Romania and Moldova will try to seize what they can in the southwest of Ukraine. So, Russia, what is Russia going to do? Russia, in preservation of its national security, will have to take over and occupy all land east of the Dnieper River. Now, the Dnieper is a river that goes right across Ukraine, dividing it into two halves. And the Russians will most probably have to, if they want to ensure their survival, come right up to the Dnieper River. And then they will also occupy the entire southern coast of Ukraine, forging a land bridge to Odessa and Transnistria, a Russian enclave sandwiched between Moldova and Ukraine. And all this will create what they are calling Novorossiya, or New Russia, by the time this conflict ends. What I am saying may sound incredulous to you, but these deadly games of world powers led by ruthless men are beyond the imagination of ordinary people like you and me. So we cannot even begin to comprehend the gravity and the deadliness and the impact of their actions behind these now noble sounding words and proclamations. I have provided some links to some other articles at the end of this, in the comment section for your ready reference, and you can read the article on my blog post. I thank you for joining me on this program today. I hope you liked it. If you did, please do not forget to press the share and subscribe button. This is Gurvinder saying, wishing you a good day and looking forward to see you on my channel soon.